Hey, what's going on? All right, I'm putting together a lesson by special request by a guitar student of mine, and it's a good opportunity for us to start looking at different things that we can do in regards to starting to get into improvising on the guitar a little bit. And if you're a keyboard player, fear not. This can also be applied to the keyboard. It's just a little bit different because it's a different instrument. But I'll be using a terminology that you can just transfer over to the keyboard as well. So the main thing I want you to remember is not to feel like if you don't know how to improvise right away that you're never going to be able to do it. The main thing that you got to do is be willing to get in there and start working on the stuff that is going to make those building blocks. What you're really doing is you're learning words for your vocabulary. And just like when we speak to each other, we're actually improvising all the time. We're improvising using the words we already know, putting them together to make complete sentences. So this is what we're doing, is we're adding to that vocabulary by learning words on our instrument. So the chord progression we're going to use is a chord progression from a song that you may or may not have heard of. It's by Pink Floyd, and it's just a little snippet where we're using that section as a place to improvise for my students. And there's only 4 chords in there, which are B minor, A, G, and E minor. And then it goes back to B minor at the end of the phrase. Those are really cool chords to experiment with because they have both major and minor chords built in the structure. And so as I play different examples, I will be playing those examples along with a backing track that I created to put it in context for you. I would highly recommend that when you practice this stuff that you use a metronome or a backing track so that you stay honest to the tempo, because it's easy when we make little mistakes to correct ourselves, but that doesn't really work in the context of playing with other musicians because the time will keep on going. It doesn't stop. I would challenge you to do that in order to make it something that's a little bit more, it gets you used to this idea that even if you mess up, you can keep going and it's not a big deal. So the first thing that I would suggest is just get used to where your hand positions are that you're going to work with. And just make it super simple and keep them in the same places. So the chords again are B minor. Just play the roots, just so you know where the roots are. At first, B minor, A, G, E, B minor. And I would suggest staying away from open strings for now, because with the patterns it kind of makes things a little bit trickier, but that's something that you can explore later on. So playing along with the tempo of the track, when you establish that, just go through and play the roots. And then the second time we're going to add the fifth, because on the guitar, similar to bass, it's really important to know where your first and your fifth is at all times. So just the next string down, next string higher pitch, and in 2 frets. That's a perfect fifth. So that's an easy shape that you'll have to move your whole hand to achieve. So I'm going to just focus on that for now. So I'll play along with the track, and the first time I go through the progression, it'll just be the root, and then the second time it'll be the root and the fifth. 1, 2, ready, go. Root and fifth. Really simple rhythm, just so you get used to the timing. I'm doing the opposite now, starting with the fifth. Okay, cool. So that's a really good way to just get started on it. Just get used to it. Next, I would suggest that when you have the third, when you add the third to these little exercises, it's trickier because the third in the minor chord and the third in the major chord are a different shape in the hand. So let's just do the ninth or the two. It's only a whole step above the root, so let's focus on that. We're going to do root, ninth, root, or root, second, root. 1, 2, 1. Those are all the same thing. When I say root or 1, it's interchangeable, and 9 or 2, those are interchangeable. Again. 1, 2, ready, play. Now a little rhythmic idea. So it's a little bit more different rhythmic idea. That's all going to help you. And when I'm adding a different little rhythm to it, I'm already starting to get into the realm where I'm starting to move into these ideas of almost coming into this stuff where I'm starting to improvise a little bit. And sometimes that's all you need to do is just simplify the notes you're going to play and focus more on doing like these little rhythmic things. The next thing I would suggest is adding the third, because the third is really important to the chord as well. So on the minor chords, it's a little bit more of a stretch because it's a minor third, so you got to move your finger over a fret. I would suggest starting with that. So we're going to do, and then the major, it's a major third, so it's in relation, it's the fret right next to it. There isn't an empty fret in between. Then minor, stretch, right? So let's do that. Let's just do the root and the third. 1, 2, with the track, 2, root, third. Next chord, major. Next chord. Those are shorter chords, I made them quicker. I messed up, that was a major third. Sorry. Now, root third, fifth. Chord. So that's already getting you into the realm where you're starting to experiment and learn where those notes are. Now we're going to go one step further and we're going to combine all that stuff into a 1, 2, 3, 5 shape. This is a really common improvising tool that I've learned when I was playing a lot of saxophone and improvising a lot on sax back in the day. But it's also something I use all the time when I'm playing keys and trying to figure out something to improvise with. The idea of 1, 2, 3, 5 over each chord is a great way to have some sort of a little cell to focus on. And so now we're going to try to focus on playing 1, 2, 3, 5. We've already established the first, third, fifth, and we also did the second, which is also also known as the ninth. We've already done all those things. We already learned where they are on these strings, and so let's put them together. And so we're slowly adding to our words. We're putting in more words into our toolbox here. So let's do it one more time with the track 1, 2, 3, 5. 1, 2, ready, play. I messed up. I missed the 9th on the E minor. Let's do it one more time. Keep going. Play with me. Here's the major chord. So we're already starting to find little different things that we can do with just those simple notes over each chord, playing along. Now, when you get comfortable with where those are on the strings, then just use those and jump between each of them. You know, use different things, and then you're starting to get into the realm where you're actually improvising and coming up with your own ideas. We'll do one more time where I feature different ideas at different times. Ready, play. See, it's a way to start getting into that. And all those things I was doing were very, very close to the stuff I was exploring in this video so far. So really what it's up to is it's up to you to put the time in to learn where those things are. And furthermore, there are way more places where those notes are found along the guitar. That is not the only place. I just focused on that because I don't want to make this video too long. Find other places up where it's higher where you find those same notes and focus on them there. Do all the same exercises there, and that's going to get you to be able to learn in the different places on the guitar where you can find those other notes and play other improvisations, because you can start down here and then come up here as long as you're hitting the right notes. It's really up to you. Go and spend time. Be on your instrument. Play on your instrument and find where all this is and make it work. Explore. Don't stop playing. Keep on playing. Good luck.